Writing, you want to usually do two things if you're writing a play. You first want the first journal, which is almost brainstorming. It's just dialogue. It's real lucid and it's all crazy. It comes out really quick. Sam Shepard usually took all his stuff from that, okay? Then you want another journal where you refine things. You go back through. This is how David Foster Wallace did it in his book. He had one journal, or like a legal pad, and he wrote it all out really quick. Then the second time he went and refined it, and then the third time it went to the typewriter. That's how he did it. Unfortunately, he was found hanging from a banister in his home after he got all his awards at Pulitzer. I think he got the Pulitzer, or he got close to it. He got a lot of awards for writing, did many brilliant essays, one of our greatest writers. And in the end, he was found hanging. But I still recommend that technique, though. I really do. You want to start off with just a journal, whoosh, comes right out. Then you take another journal, you refine it. Then you type it. Sometimes I skip a step. I'll just do the brainstorming one where it just comes all out, and then I go right to the typewriter or word processor or computer. I'd rather use a typewriter, but right now I'm stuck with the computer. But I'm going to switch to the typewriter because I think that's going to be more singular. Because listen, when you're writing a play and you're using the computer and then an ad jumps up about shampoo, how in the world are you supposed to stay focused? The typewriter's not going to really talk other than make clicking noises. So you've got your notes and you got your typewriter. And to say it's more quiet is probably not true because the typewriter makes noise. But you know and you can hear when that person is typing it up, as opposed to if they're on the computer and they're getting a bunch of ads from Head and Strong or whatever it's called, Head and Shoulders. And then that confuses them and they go somewhere else. So the typewriter's not as distracting, even though it does make noise. It goes tick, 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 right? The computer sends you information, and that's got to throw you off. It does me. All of a sudden, oh wait, I got that email that just went through. It interrupts you, just like sometimes I get a message. So that's what I recommend. I recommend a typewriter. That way you have it down, it's very clear, all the wording is clear. You might have some mistakes, like spelling mistakes, but still it's in your voice. It fully opened. Usually it only halfway opens. Could be the incline. Don't know why. Pretty interesting. See, in most cases, it only opens not much. It open all the wind. It's because of the wind. Right there. And behold, there it is, Six Flags Over Texas. I just got some soda. Sometimes I get soda, the fructose gets in my throat. It's like that kind of thing. But anyway, you can see right there. I don't know if it's running today though. We're not dealing with the weekend, I don't think. Let me double check. It should be running. Never mind. I don't know if I think there are people on these rides. Yeah, it's Sunday, so it is the weekend. So yeah, I think they are. It is working out. Yeah, Six Flags is still happening on the weekends. Fright Fest is going to be coming up. I think when I was a kid, I used to call it Fright Night. It's Fright Fest. Remember the movie Fright Night? With the actory vampire neighbor? Boy, that one could be done a few times, though, you know what I mean? That's actually a really good setup, a good plot to remake. They have remade it, but they didn't do it justice because they didn't stick to the... Oh, got a little motorcycle gang coming through. Old guys. They're called the Senior Citizens. No, actually, that's a real gang. Well, the lead guy was wearing senior citizen clothes. All right. Yep, they're rolling. So Six Flags is going. It is working out. Now there's the Batman. You can see it right there, and the Joker. There's the Joker's over there. Then you got the Riddler in the middle. I've never seen the Riddler really running. And then yeah, that's Batman right there. I think the Hollywood Stunt Show was like on the other side of the Shockwave, not too far from the old Derek, where Superman is. Yeah, that's where the Hollywood Stunt Show was back in the day. Yeah, there's the Titan. Oh, they're stuck. They're stuck on the Titan. And they're not going to be getting off that either. Not for a while. That's a scary one to walk down right there. They have to walk down it. They're stuck on it right now. That's crazy. I remember one time that happened in, I think, one of the rides. I think it was like a Shockwave or something. We're just like stuck there for a while. So they got it reworking. I think there's people in it too. Oh, that's scary. Yeah, they're up there. How many feet do you think that is? Like a 10-story building or more? Probably more than that. Yeah, they probably can get down. They have to walk down though. That big time sucks. Listening to some Fugazi. I may switch over to Slint, but I was listening to Fugazi and I was thinking to myself, you know, what can you get away with when it comes to a band? And I figured it out. You can have a halfway decent guitar player. You can have a halfway decent singer, or just, you know, the singer, whatever, guitar player, bass player. It could probably just be someone that didn't even know who they are. You know, they don't even know the music or anything. That's fine. You could probably get away with a bass player that's really crazy, but you cannot flaw on the drummer. So you got to have a drummer that knows what they're doing. And that's basically it. If you got a good drummer, then you got a good band. Everything else will just kind of fit all together. It's the drummer that has to know what they're doing, because that's what, if you're going to have a drummer in your band, they can't make a mistake or people will turn it off. The guitar player can mess up a little bit, the saxophone player, whatever it may be, the bass player, the lyricist, the vocalist, but the drummer has to be the one that holds it all together. And a lot of times I've heard that about bands. It's usually the drummer that is kind of the lead of the band in a lot of cases, because that's what they're going off of. They're going off the set rhythm. Cowboys are playing. I just figured it out. Saw some more Cowboy fans walking by. Right over there. Looks like there's a protest going on. It's actually a Cowboy game. Way over that way. You can see all of this right here. So this, you know, the company needs to realize that a lot of those restaurants that are around the Cowboy games, they don't need to use them right now because there's a Cowboy game going on. So they put a driver in another situation, you know, where you're like, okay, well, I'm working this area. Now, not all the restaurants are going to be affected, but the restaurants are right by the stadium. Maybe we shouldn't, like, use those as a DD pickup. Maybe we shouldn't do that. I mean, Torchy Tacos would be okay, but way back there, look, this is all going towards Taco Bueno. I've got to wait in all of that right there to get to the Taco Bueno. You would think they would have some common sense. Why are we at half-mast? Is it honoring September 11th or something that happened? Regardless, I think it's stupid, because now I'm going to have to get into that right there to go pick up a Taco Bueno. Is that worth it? And what are they paying me? What, $3 or something? You see, they don't use common sense. That's the problem with these online app things. They can put you in that kind of situation. Now I'm gonna sit there for a long time to pick up the freaking Bueno. And I gotta spin around because the Cowboys want to make a whole lot of money. That's how they do it. They make money at the cost of you. So they can make not triple the amount of money, not quadruple the amount of money, but 100 times more than what a driver would make. You know, not that there's anything wrong with it, but one guy's got to suffer far more than the other guy. Of course, they could always break their clavicle or their thigh leg, or they could break their shoulders or something like that. Could always happen. They break their fingers, you know. Anything could happen when they're running around with that ball. Sometimes they die. That's a Mercedes. Right, so we're still waiting, but I noticed there's a big difference between Fugazi and Slint. I heard that Slint would spend like 2 hours setting up, or like 3 hours setting up all their stuff. One is like, Fugazi's mostly going off rhythm, and they're like a big sound. Slint has like a lot of detailed oriented instrumental kind of stuff going on, and then they've got the cool vocals, which are almost like speaking. So the guy's just like talking in the microphone. Things like Tool and stuff like that, they all had to probably at least acknowledge Slint to a certain extent, because there's really not a lot of bands that even attempt to be that brave, and they're also from the South too. Slint, not Fugazi. What I can see with the human eye is like gasoline flurry. It's kind of gasoline manipulating the air, making it kind of look like a mirage. It's from the gasoline coming up from the cars. See that right there? I can see it. I'm just wondering if you can see it. Leave a comment. Came up with an idea for like a play. So there'd be moments of like maybe 3, 4, 5 second music burst to kind of pay homage to copyright issues. So in the play, especially the one Law and Sickness, I think there's gonna be moments of just little bursts of music that go on for 3 or 4 seconds, and then it cuts off and you can hear the actors again. So that's paying homage to vloggers, because that's what we have to do when we go to a restaurant. Ooh, they're in the middle of the thing right there. See that? You got a red light right here, and they're in the middle. Then you got these guys that are gonna wanna come here pretty soon. See, they're going to want to cross right between here. So whenever you're doing the play, basically it would just shut off, and then the music would come back on for like 3 seconds or so, and then it would shut off again, and then there'd be music, and then it would shut off. And that would bring an effect. It'd be a lot of music cues. But the actor would talk, and then they would stop talking, and the music would come up for like 3 or 4 seconds, and then it would stop again. And then that's what I mean by loud and soft kind of thing. So the actor would be acting, and then the music would come up, and then it would go back down. I'm talking like 3 or 4 seconds of music. And then it would go down, and then they would start talking again. Because it would pay homage to what we have to do in the editing room because of the Nazi copyright people. Paying homage to the music in Law and Sickness. So the music would come up, but the actors would stop, okay, what they're doing. You would hear the music for a minute, and then as the music goes back down, then they would continue. They would not overlap. So as the music would come up, you would not hear the actors anymore because they would stop what they were doing. Allow the music to play, and then it would go back down, and then they would continue. It would be a lot of stop and start kind of things. And the music would only be long enough not to go across the border of copyright. So you'd be able to do it because you only used a small segment of the music. That way you don't have to pay copyright on it. The same thing that you do like when you see a segment of a vlogger where they'll cut up some of the show, so that they don't have to pay copyright, because you can only get like a segment of the song and it'll still pass. Just like rappers do the same thing, because they can take what's called a sample and they can use it in their song. So they have the copyright. They have the First Amendment. We have the First Amendment. We can both do it. But if you play the whole song, then they'll block content, right? So you only want to use a little bit of the song to pay homage. Even if you can afford the copyright royalties, do it anyway to pay homage. It's paying respect to the vloggers. We're headed to the Taco Bueno. You're like choppers flying around. Oh, there's a lot of people. You gotta watch out. There he goes. All for Taco Bueno. It's like a Sprinter right there. That's like a $100,000 vehicle, or at least over 50,000. These things are expensive. That's a film media dream right there. Just have the whole film media. Hey, he's got his name outside right there. I wonder if he's got a YouTube post. That's a good idea. Maybe he's picking somebody up. Go ahead and go through here. Kind of use him as like a blocking thing. He's a pretty big guy right there in the Sprinter. At least a $50,000 vehicle at the most. Probably with all the technical stuff, could be up to $100,000. $40 parking. $40 freaking dollars for the Cowboy game. $40, man. That's not $10 parking or $20 parking. $40 freaking dollars, man. Yeah, it's pretty close though. It's only walking distance, but still, that's pretty high. $40. And you never know with those guys too. There's secured $40 parking over there. They're actually secured. Boy, you put that sign down quick. There's another guy who just has an arrow, but there's nothing on the arrow. I mean, there's no, like, it says at CFA. It's upside down. The guy says, yo, park here, another $40 at CFA. Now that's a legit company paying taxes, you know what I mean? We got guys walking here in Cowboys. Man, they go freaking nuts at a Cowboy game. Yeah, I didn't know. I had no clue the Cowboys were playing today. I had no idea. I'm just trying to pick up Taco Bueno. There it is, Taco Bueno. All right. That lonely little Taco Bueno sitting there. It felt like an hour. Another event parking for 40. 40 is the way to go. It's taking me 30 minutes nearly. And this guy's a nut right here. Look at him. As if people don't exist, you know? As if people don't exist. You're just driving down that road super fast. I mean, you'd have to be a nut. Were they from New York City or something? You know? Freaking Yankee. All right, let me go down this way. Yeah, New York, they probably would have already hit 3 or 4 people already and still picked you up, you know? Be blood on the front of the bumper or something. Yeah, you check it whenever you go to New York City, check the bumper. There's any blood on the front of it? Yeah, don't ride with that guy. Especially in New York City. Yeah, this is drive-through, what they call drive-through right here. All right, now we can pick it up here. There'd be a lot of traffic. So there's a lot of traffic. Do you still have the freaking order? There it is. I don't like to cuss, but these guys are dumbasses, man. I mean, dumbasses. They just got another one. There's Jason's Deli right over here. There's no way. They got to find a way to deal with this stuff, man. This is insane. They'd have to up it to $20 a delivery if you're going to use that. This is injustice that you're looking at right now. This is bull crap, dude. You can't pay me normal pricing when you've got that's a cool car right there. When you got thousands of people, man, in one area, and you're gonna pay the guy's from Louisiana right there. You're gonna pay the guy the same amount of money as if they don't even exist. You know, or look at this guy with a chopper and his flashlight or his little thing, like as if the guy doesn't even exist. You can't operate the same pricing when you've got all these people. You got to pay them more money. At Uber, you make $700 a day doing this stuff when there's a Cowboy game, and they're going to pay the normal price. You know what? Just whatever. Just go ahead. I'm gonna. This Jason's Deli's over here. This is absolutely ridiculous, man. Look at this. You're going to pay the normal price that you would pay any other delivery guy, as if this traffic doesn't exist. Where's it coming out of? New York? Who's the guy running all this? California? Use common sense. This is Arlington, Texas. During a Cowboy game. It should be $20 a delivery. This is absolutely absurd. You don't do that to a delivery driver. You know, that's absolutely absurd.